Yeah, we've already gone through that, so let's not rehash, right? Super indecisive. I like to call it curiosity, but who knows? All right, so yeah, I made it through all this stuff. I'll talk to you if you come talk to me. I want to emphasize that, because please come talk to me, because I want to talk to you. All right, so whenever I started medical school, right, it's an exciting time in our life, right? Everyone's excited, I'm going to be a doctor, it's great. But very quickly into it, I discovered that I was going through a really bad phase of depression. I couldn't figure out why. And whenever I really started thinking about it, I came to realize that it was because I'm a person who changed majors 8 times. I did a master's. I like to prolong and think about things. I like to be curious about things. And medical school is where curiosity goes to die. Because we have 500 things to learn in one day, and then we wake up and we do it the next day. I wanted to take one of those things, I wanted to learn about it, but I didn't have time. I just had to memorize the fact and move on. And this led to a horrible depression, because I thought, is this really what I wanted to do? And it is. It just took me time to accept it, and it took me time to get over that hurdle. But that leads me to this. Curiosity is a powerful, powerful motivator. Leonardo da Vinci was an unrelentlessly curious person. He did everything from designing mechanical machines to actually doing autopsies and describing the human body and looking at things like a fetus in the womb. Incredible man, incredibly curious and incredibly successful because of that curiosity. Here's one of his lists from his to-do list that he would just scribble down. One of them, I love get a hold of a skull, period, nutmeg. Because who knows what was going through his mind. Observe the holes in the substances of the brain, right, we've all done that. So I love this one too, describe the tongue of a woodpecker. Right, this is a guy who in his spare time is painting the Mona Lisa, which we think we're busy in medical school, right? Try painting the Mona Lisa, but he still found time to say, describe the tongue of a woodpecker. That's crazy, right? So what is curiosity? Curiosity is defined by inquisitive thinking through exploration, investigation, and learning. And you might say, well, I've got the learning part down, I learn all the time. But I think the kind of learning curiosity entails is intrinsic learning, intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation. And medical school is full of extrinsic motivation, right? All of our second years, like how many of you have tried to resist the urge not to open up your first aid or your Anki deck or your laptops because you're scared about your board scores, right? That's extrinsic motivation. So you might say, well, what does this mean? Albert Einstein, right, the smartest man that we think that we know, right, says he's not clever or gifted, he's just very, very curious. So if you don't believe me, there are studies to back this up. One study looked at 111 students and took the top 19% of that class as defined by academically motivated or curiosity, not by IQ standards. They compared them against all the students that had an IQ over 130, which is a pretty high cutoff. And they found that intrinsic motivation has a better predictive value for student success. So those who were more curious had better outcomes in class than those with a higher IQ score. Right, still don't believe me? Another study looked at 6,200 kindergarten students. That's a pretty good insights, right? And they found that curiosity transcends social barriers. That if lower socioeconomic students who tend to do worse on scores were actually intellectually curious about things, they did better in class than their peers who were better off but lacked curiosity. All right. You might say, well, I'm not a science person, so how do I get curious? You can be curious about anything, right? Each other. Ask about each other's stories, right? Art, movies, shows, food, drinks, cars, architecture, history, plants, animals, literally anything you can be curious about. Another study looked at students who were given tasks that they were either curious about or not curious about. Right, they found wherever the curiosity was piqued, put them in a functional MRI machine. They saw that when your curiosity curiosity is pink, not only does your reward center light up, but your hippocampus lights up too. So curiosity actually facilitates better learning. So what is curiosity? How do I get started with this? Ask the basic W's that you learned as a child, right? Who, what, where, when, how, why, right? All of these. Just ask it about anything. So where do I start? You can read something, you can listen to podcasts, you can look at documentaries, right? Or just explore the world around you and just start asking questions. We can ask questions in our patient interactions that make us better physicians, because by asking questions, you get to the heart of something a lot faster. And so I'll wrap up with this. Right? So Marie Curie said, nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Motivation and curiosity are cut from the same cloth. So whenever you're losing motivation, maybe ask a question and be curious about something, because you never know what you'll find. Thank you.